If you're me, then how the hell did that happen? I've been me my whole life. How could someone else suddenly also be me? It's not like I've ever come into contact with otherworldly forces that might have the technology capable of splitting my mind and body in twain, casting one away to live a life according to their plans, their sinister ways. No, you're not me. But if you're like me, you're a very big fan of this little thing called Berserk. And where would the world be if Berserk had this as a main character? Or if the extent of Griffith's existence was this little girl? I like to think World War IV would be well underway, and that the timeline we're in is truly the happiest one. Today I'm talking about the Berserk, the prototype, and perhaps where Berserk would be today if this world were the real Berserk world. If you own the manga, you know this pilot chapter is in the back of volume 14, and you've probably already read it. But hey, that doesn't mean we can't talk about it. Wait, does it mean that? I'm not sure, actually. So this thing was made by Miura in 1988, and while the details are different, the intent is very similar to what we know as Berserk today. Except this. What is this? This takes place in the same-ish time that the Black Swordsman arc takes place. So right away you see that Guts isn't himself deep into a monster. Instead, we get boring skeletons. I'm used to boring skeletons. I want Guts X Femi Apostle. That's a little much for scarecrows. Classic eye patch guy. So yeah, first real look at early access Guts, there's a very clear difference. His nose is slightly pointier than we're used to. Oh snap, so in this, Guts and Puck had already been hanging out. That's a first glimpse of Puck? What a wuss! Ooh, some horses. Wait, no, those are worse than horses. They're men. So yeah, these 2 or 3 are terrorizing this young girl, who looks an awful lot like a certain bird we all know and love. Man, I wonder how late into Miura's thought process Griffith adopted this girl's look. The terrorizing continues, and an arrow slides its way through this guy's forehead. Alpha test Guts making sure not to graze girlier Griffith. More arrows fly, and these gross vagrants are put in place. Guts with an eye patch. So yeah, wow, look at this guy. His hair tendrils mighty thin, and nose pointier, that frown, and boy oh boy that eye patch. Would the Guts we know lower himself to such a thing? Obviously not. This guy still looks badass though. I'm not knocking that aspect. So Guts goes and checks on the girl. No, he's just looting. What the hell? There's nothing here. At least carry some food, stingy little. Watch out! Dong! Recognize this thing? That whole oh ho ho, someone coming up from behind and him reacting at the right moment? Yeah, think the real chapter 1. That sword reveal really sells this moment, something the prototype seems to lack. Let's take a look at the swords while we're at it. Piece similar, but for some reason Eye Patch Guts has that little flare around the base of the blade. Looks nice, just a little less practical. As practical as a 400-pound iron heap can be, anyway. Looks kind of like a rocket ship. You could argue they help with cross-guarding, but the new model already does that by just existing. Wow. Bye. Look at that mug. Aw, Pirate Guts. He carrying Girlfith with him. Guess he was originally more of a softie than he started off in our timeline. Metal arm. Hey, keep your distance, shorty. What the hell? Was that Puck? What a little a-hole. Which is ironic considering he doesn't have an a-hole. Bwah, look at him. Pretty much the same. Wings a little weirder. So cute. An elf? I never seen one. He's just an annoying pest. Yeah. Look at Gatsu's mouth. He's a freaking One Piece character. But yeah, they pretty much have the same relationship between this and the early days of Berserk, just kind of skipping over that Black Swordsman era, where Guts, hated him. I thought you'd be scarier. There's some Griffithy stuff going on here, but I can't put my finger on it. Couldn't be a bad man. I wonder. They come up on the girl's uncle, and he calls back to her. Fricka, she's back! The Black Swordsman saves the day! Look at that mug. So yeah, generally this is pretty Berserk so far. Biggest changes seem to be that Guts is a bit less ragey and a little more full of himself. Guts eats and learns of a man. No, a madman. He does bad things, better than any man could do. Continue. But even wartime was better than now. Some more setup ensues. The dude is a monster. Corpse found skewered from its head through its torso. Girls have been taken, never seen from again. And Fricka's next. So sad. One more, ma'am. Keep 'em coming. Knock knock, says the door. They ask Guts to kill that dude they were just talking about. Wow, interesting. So instead of Guts pursuing the demon himself, the people are pursuing him to pursue the demon. But he says, nah, that's suicide. Wait, did you say suicide? I'm in. But actually, he says no. He could care less. Really should have said he couldn't care less, because now that means he actually kind of cares a little bit. But, you know, Guts, dumb as fuck. Hey, Black Sword. What? It's my fault. I told him you were a baller. I didn't really care. Also, you belong to me now. What? Could you give me some of yours? Well, I had to get rid of this sometime. Look how gutsy he looks here. Might just be me, but this resembles him more than most panels thus far, even with the eye patch still in tow. He gives it to her. Huh. Look at that lip. He's just a sad dog. Puck gets mad again. Boring. He grabs him. My mother had her innards ripped out and eaten by him. While she was still alive, she was torn apart. She became a piece of meat right in front of me. So yeah, Puck guilted him and he bid back. In this world, Guts had a mom, and she got. I kind of like the idea we have now, Guts without any semblance of real parents, Beano not included, but this is cool too. Puck doubles over in pain, as we've known he does when he feels Guts' rage. Sorry, Puck, but that's all I've got. Killing them is all that keeps me going. I ain't got no life to spare for other people. Hey man, pretty understandable too. He doesn't owe anyone anything. Fricka goes. Just then, eye patchless Guts sees the brand. Well, a brand. Curvy brand. He realizes the significance. Oh, welcome, girl. I don't know about you, but this guy is the Count. Oh, nope, it's Vlad Tepes, apparently. My bad. He's creepy and he knows it. Fricka too, but she can't really do anything about it. It's like something's rotting. He's not human. No! Ding. I'd be happy to put an eye patch on ya. Black Sword! Man, pre-Guts Guts is so cheery by comparison. Almost immediately more likable. And for some reason, I'm starting to get a New Yorker vibe from him. How gallant. Ding. You ain't dying. So it looks like I ain't got the wrong guy. No matter whoever you are, I won't let you live after shooting me. Black Sword! Hey, why isn't she wearing the eye patch he gave her? The demon Tepes sends some sharp things Guts' way. Yow! Oh, shucks! He's obviously dead. Eek! The Count does the obvious mistake by dismissing him as human. But then, just as Vlad thinks he's won, Guts calls him a lardass. Guts! That mouth, oh my god. Fun's just starting. Now it's your turn. I'm gonna mince you up, dog of Wana. Crash! The demon reveals his true self. How do you know the name? Who are you? The name's Guts without an eye patch. A boulder! He slices right through. Hogface quickly approaching. You bastard! Guts slices and the Count grabs him from behind. Didn't I say I was gonna mince ya? Uh-oh, an ordinary metal arm. Never gets old. Always a good way to end a first Berserk chapter. And he even cuts through Vlad Tepes like he does the Snake Postle, yet with less perspective. Guts go flying, and Guts stands tall. Impossible! There's no way a human could beat me! An apostle of Wana, no way! Who else but a human would hate you bastards so much? Shirtless, yet caped Guts. Color me a fan. The brand of sacrifice to Wana! There's that name again. The God Hand used to be just one entity, apparently. 5 seemed a bit much, I agree. Whoa, Mob Spyco. His eye's a circle instead of an eye shape. That's clever. Guts plays it off like a stoic anti-hero, but we know he's a softie and a stoic anti-hero. And hey, that was the prototype. A lot of similarities. Brand, arm, eye, and a lot of changes. Brand, sword, patch, mouth, accent, entirety of demon lore. So where would Berserk be? Well, probably in a very similar place. Yeah, different names are different, but his goal of revenging toward these demons is the same. Puck would have probably gotten shafted just like he did in the current timeline, and otherwise, who knows? At this point, Mira might have not even thought up Casca or Skull Knight or Godhand knows what else. Speaking of Puck, it's cool that he and Guts seem on each other's side from the get-go this time around. Guts is most likely on this conquest of vengeance because of what these things did to his mother, something entirely absent from current-day Zerk. I honestly enjoy this slightly more wacky Guts. I wonder how he would have developed as the story went on. Guts is astonishingly quiet these days, and this dude has the biggest mouth I've ever seen. If you told me Oda-san took drawing inspiration from the Berserk prototype during this construction of One Piece, I'd believe you. In terms of art as a whole, it's on par with the first few chapters of Berserk. Still very well done, and notably a bit rough. Intentional, I'm sure. Just something to note given Berserk's current style. Final thoughts? I liked it. I prefer where Berserk started, but this could have been just as good. Miura makes magic out of everything he does. Please let me know what you think of the Berserk prototype, and may Vwana bless you with a hog bowl.